Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another SGB Let's Play. I'm Matt.
I'm Elliot.
And I'm John.
And today we're finally getting back into this series with Resident Evil 2.
Welcome to Halloweenfest, ladies and gentlemen. A whole month dedicated to horror-themed games.
So intentional horror-themed games.
Yeah, yeah, we're not so bad at scary kind of games like Superman 64 or
E.T.
or Sonic Genesis.
Genesis.
Anyway, so we figured we start the month off with Resident Evil 2 because, you know, we had a lot of fun doing the first Resident Evil game and the remake for that matter.
And I think we had to switch memory cards, actually.
Would we have to?
Go to assign slots.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are playing it on the PS3 because use the medieval one.
That's the intent.
Yeah. In slot 1.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, the entire month is dedicated to nothing but horror-themed Let's Plays, so we're starting off with Resident Evil 2. Personally, my favorite of the classic Resident Evil style games.
It's a favorite for many, believe it or not.
It is, actually.
And after the, then we're gonna get started on the Silent Hill Let's Play that Elliot has saved for about 4 months now.
Shattered memories.
Meanwhile, we are going to do the Claire A scenario first, followed by the Leon B scenario.
Because
that's really the true canon in my opinion.
Is that the true canon?
I refuse to believe that Leon A and Claire B is the true scenario for Ada surviving a 900-foot drop.
I see. Now, yes, we are actually playing this. We're playing the original PlayStation 2 version.
Because I have a hard time with the GameCube handling.
Yeah, we were doing some test playthroughs with the GameCube version, the one I own, which is basically a port of the Dreamcast version.
Yeah,
And
I don't remember the zombie from Resident Evil 1 looking like that.
You're too young.
yeah.
Meanwhile, somebody took a sneeze on a tissue and called it G-Virus. Around this time, we get to see more and more of Umbrella, and we realize they really jump off the bandwagon into Saturday morning cartoon villains.
That doesn't Chris himself makes fun of that in Resident Evil 5. You get all your lines from comic book villains.
And this futon is bothering me.
But the Umbrella Corporation's experiments
Well,
Because apparently they don't learn.
it's almost like there's 3 fat asses always sitting on the damn thing.
3.
I'm two people. Meanwhile, this little lady here is riding right into Raccoon City.
The nicest place to live.
Raccoon City sounds lovely. Okay, which one was that?
That's Robot
That
Chicken.
was Robot Chicken.
Oh.
Anyway.
Oh, those fucking rats.
Who's the rat?
Anyway,
that
today,
ass.
meet our heroine for this little adventure, Claire Redfield.
Sister of Chris Redfield.
Who is nowhere in this game.
Nope.
No dice. But in the meanwhile,
Ooh, you be a first
in
person shooter?
a Taxigo, far, far away.
Which is 5 blocks.
Seriously, Taxigo. File your W-2s and get your W-2s and get a free gas along the way. Great business.
Maybe it actually reads Mexico. You misread it instead of saying it Texico.
No, it's Taxigo.
I hate the delivery of that line.
Oh, big rigs. John, you're a winner.
Shut up, Elliot. Hey, why you bite me? What is he chewing on when he's saying that?
Emmys?
Is anyone here?
Shit, I kind of ran to that one.
Hello?
Why isn't there a Tony's?
Is she always combat ready? She has a fucking
Combat knife.
survival knife on her vest.
You never
Can you
know.
imagine Chris and Claire at a family reunion?
And then I gutted him. Good story, Chris.
I'm sorry I bothered you, okay? Just don't...
You can't reason with a zombie. It never works.
Are you listening?
Apparently not. Rude.
No, the motorcycles and cops are coming from the outside, not the game itself.
Yeah,
Rican,
unless we got zombie cops.
Puerto Rican tape red.
Oh, John, you liar. There's a cop.
Fuck. The exit only leads to a cop pointing his gun at you.
So, thank God this guy had some reason on him, despite early 90s bulge.
Leon S. Kennedy.
Redhead. For Leon S. Kennedy.
It's amazing to see what he grows into, like, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
when you already had the future games in your head, it's weird.
He was in this. There's a Game Boy Color game.
Resident Evil Guide. We don't talk about that game.
It was that bad.
Oh, yeah.
The whole place went insane.
radio's out.
You're a cop, right?
She really.
Let's take a moment here and assess it. I'm riding a police vehicle. I'm wearing a police uniform. No.
The only reason why I'm alive in all this is because I actually overslept. Hey, there's that truck. Maybe he'll be giving us a helping hand. Nope.
I don't know.
Hey, could you open the glove box?
Sure. There's a gun
So I checked inside the glove box and checked it beneath my feet. I found a nickel in an ashtray and a couple
A
of pennies
zombie
and a
burning
dime
on my
between
feet.
the seats.
There's zombie hitting between the seats. Come on.
How the hell did I not notice that?
You would think the smell would tip him off. By the way, interesting tidbit with CGI. Do Leon A, Claire B, the car gets rotated.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit, someone hit the synthesizer too hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like some sounds like somebody at Capcom heard about a pay cut.
I think I know, John.
What?
I think I know why. I think I know why they weren't driving. The computer players weren't driving at Big Rigs.
What?
Leon!
I'm okay. Head to the station. I'll meet you there.
Which is a nice thing to tell somebody who has never been in town before, I believe.
Why can't we just go around the block and meet up? I mean, that's a serious question. Why don't?
Because there's zombies everywhere.
Because it doesn't advance the plot well enough, John.
But it make them easier.
It would
anyway,
make sense.
They were parted by an inescapable destiny. This is just the beginning of their worst nightmare.
I've had worse.
What was the worst nightmare you ever had?
My dad fighting Michael Myers.
That was a nightmare?
Yes.
Neener, neener, neener.
At least they're George Romero zombies.
Welcome to Raccoon City, folks.
Yeah, 90% hallway. No, I shit you not. Like, all throughout the city we go through in this game and in Resident Evil 3 is pretty much alleyway, alleyway, alleyway. What the fuck?
What's weird actually is that most towns always make the towns look. Most like games and movies make towns look really boring.
I don't know. Generation 3 does a lot better with it. I didn't know you could cock a crossbow.
Don't shoot! I'm a human.
I don't know.
Is he bitten?
Looks like he is, so either way, you won't have much time left to live anyway. He was supposed to be another... I think he was actually supposed to be either him or Ben. But he was supposed to be having more of a role in the game, too.
Are you talking about Resident Evil 1.5?
Yeah, Resident Evil 1.5. You're going to see... There have been a lot of changes in terms of the characters between the two.
I haven't really done that much research onto that, so I'm going to assume you know everything about it.
I know what I can talk about anyway.
Okay.
Well, what exactly is Resident Evil 1.5?
It's just
early
Resident Evil 2
Resident
in the
Draft.
early conceptual stages.
Don't you worry, girlie.
Girly?
Really?
Safe in here.
I honestly can't hear anything.
Messiah thing.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to hear. While Johnny hopefully gets off his ass to increase the volume just a little bit. We are going to go out the back door because, frankly, I think the zombies are a lot worse, are friendlier than this grape-tastic dude. If you let time pass or you actually go try and grab some bullets, they come in.
Yeah. Fun
I'm going
fact,
for a secret if you people can't tell.
if you actually stay in the building long enough, you will get a cutscene of the zombies breaking into the house. Well, the store, I should say. I'm sorry. Okay, now, so between Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2, was there any kind of immediately difference in terms of controls, stuff like that, or is it still just as tank-like as Resident Evil 1?
Just as tank-like, but... Nah, it's just as tank-like, I'm sorry.
I know it wasn't until Resident Evil 3 where they introduced the 180 turn.
Yeah,
There was also a dodge mechanic, was it?
right.
Okay.
The only
well,
thing,
wait.
the only mechanic they try to introduce into this game is a zapping mechanic,
Wait, Matt.
which has been done exceptionally poorly. What's up?
Can you go back for a minute?
No.
Wow, what's up?
I could swear I saw a poster that you could look at.
No, there are a few things you go around town you can look at.
But you can't exactly examine it.
Right. Stay. Oh fuck.
You
Don't mind me, folks. I'm just
you
taking.
should have looked at the poster.
You kind of ran into that, Matt.
I don't care. I don't mind getting a few hits early on. I really don't. In fact, despite me playing classic Resident Evils, I kind of like to get my ass kicked a bit.
I'm not sure if it's just me or if it's true or not. I swear the load times are faster on the PlayStation 1 version compared to the Dreamcast GameCube ports.
If they are, it's a really weird thing to think. I mean,
It's weird, I know. It just looks that way to me.
I see
Claire
bullets.
played on the soccer team at our Raccoon University.
Oh, okay.
I see bullets. Right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's probably what you're pointing at. There are items scattered all over town, but if we don't get anything until we reach the police station, we can unlock something.
Resident Evil 2 was re-released for the Dreamcast, sporting. Because remember, they made the biggest deal about it.
Yeah, I'm just taking a small walk.
Because it had. But the only difference between.
Shit, I thought I could have made it.
the PlayStation version and the Dreamcast version was obviously the Dreamcast had smoother graphics. I believe there was a few more cosmetic differences.
Yeah.
But other than that, the immediate differences don't come to head. I think Dreamcast will introduce the arrange mode, and
DualShock introduced some weird arcade game.
yeah, the PlayStation version was released as a DualShock edition, which included the DualShock controls. But for a game like this, I think you really can't get any better than D-pad.
Hi, Brad. Bye, Brad. And that's our secret for getting here without getting any items.
Brad from the first game.
Yeah, he's now a zombie. We'll find out what happened to him later.
How do you get Brad to appear?
You just gotta collect. You just gotta get here without getting any items.
Huh.
So you can't pick up anything before you get to Brad.
Right.
Otherwise, Brad won't be there in the first place.
Right. And because I haven't practiced well enough as I should have, I got hit quite a few times. But whatever.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
In fact, for those of you who
Welcome to
know
Raccoon Art Department.
anybody that know your Super Gamer Brothers history, very early history actually, this was initially the first LP that we introduced Matt in. It was me and Matt together. Ellie was in school one day, and we figured, you know, we're here. You want to do a Let's Play? And Matt said, "Oh yeah, let's do
Matt
Resident
jumped
Evil
on
2."
that shit like fucking fly on shit.
We did Resident Evil 2. In fact, we uploaded quite a number of parts before ultimately axing that playthrough because, well, one thing, like our Sonic Adventure 2 Battle LP, we had some severe audio issues with that I just didn't know how to fix at the time.
And I was unhappy with the quality of it, so take 2 or 3. Meanwhile, something very
Hang
rare in
in
Raccoon
there.
City.
Are you the only officer left in the building?
Who are you?
Claire Redfield. I'm looking for my brother Chris.
We lost
You
contact.
meet a
with
rare
him
guy here. Rare thing in Raccoon
10
City.
days ago.
A black guy.
Chris, Jill Berry. Every last Stars team member has disappeared. We should have listened to them.
What happened?
About 2 months ago, there was this incident involving these zombie-like creatures
In Chernobyl,
in a
Russia.
mansion located in the outskirts of this city. Chris and the other Stars members discovered that Umbrella was behind everything, at the risk of their own lives. But no one believed them.
Despite all that, despite a
Are
case
you okay?
cabinet worth of files,
Don't
10
worry
dead
about me.
members, and an explosion
Just
big
rescue
enough
the
to see
survivors
like a
and the other
freaking
girl.
nuclear bomb.
No search warrant.
Here.
Oh, motherfucker. Now, that could have constituted a warrantless search.
Now go.
Do you need a warrant for searching?
Yes, you do.
But
No, there are times when the exigent circumstances are too
Just
severe, in
go.
which case you can actually search without a warrant.
Oh, in that case, yeah.
okay.
But you gotta have a
Just hang in
damn
there.
good argument
I'll be
for
back
that.
soon.
Anyway, he gave us a low 5, and we were all of a sudden ready to access the computer.
Well, he had enough strength to lock the damn door.
He was a faker. Relax, folks. I'll be getting out of this little predicament of mine soon enough.
You better, man.
Actually, in terms of timeline,
Dude, check this shit out. Fucking Linux. This is fucking early-ass Linux.
what,
You were
this
saying?
right here?
Yeah.
No, I was saying, in terms of timeline, actually, when the games were actually released, because, remember, we already did Resident Evil Remake, but that game didn't come out until, like, 2003, was it?
Yeah, roughly.
Resident Evil 2 was technically the first game to introduce limping,
Yeah.
or to show visible signs of damage. You see Claire's holding her gut like that, which means you are in the caution.
But the thing is, though, it's like it's a nice indicator, and you don't have to worry about it at all until you're actually in danger.
In danger. When you're in danger, you start limping, and you're
And
pretty much
that's
fucked
when-
at that point.
Now, you guys who came into the series a lot later will say to yourself, "Boy, I love that knife. It's really useful." No, that's why I stored the handgun.
And you're right. But anyway.
And now let's get ready for some
still-
hot reading action.
Yeah, she still has the holster.
This is a memorandum. 2236. The end. I'm not going to be doing that with all of them. The stupidity has to be read to be
The
believed.
memorandum gives you the code you need for the computer. Was it?
Yeah.
She still has the knife holster.
Now here's the thing. There are secret rewards you can get in the games. If you clear out the entire playthrough without saving or getting an ink ribbon on the second playthrough, you get a Gatling gun.
What was
3
that?
hours, no saves as a rocket launcher, and just 3 hours playing is a submachine gun.
What was that on the window?
You're crazy. There's nothing on the window.
Probably a zombie.
Yeah, most likely. They are all over the place.
It was crawling on the window.
Crawling zombie.
Yeah, they do that when they can't walk.
Yes, yeah, clear, yeah, because in Resident Evil Afterlife they invented swimming
We
zombies.
don't talk about the movies.
That's illegal. You know what? This thing looks like, by all due respect, a very weak enemy. As in, it looks like all its vital organs are exposed to the point where we should kill it, like, just by freaking kicking it in the head.
Yeah.
Meet Licker, the final stage of zombie between zombie, monster, zombie, Crimson Head, and... Oh, fuck you, forgot about that little weakness. If you're trying to bend down and pick up an item... I did that intentionally, by the way, shut it off. Bend down to pick something up and you get attacked by it, you get hit, so...
You get
don't
attacked,
bother.
you get hit? Really? Tell me more.
Huh?
If you get attacked, you get hit? Really? Tell me more.
that. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna go in here. We don't have any business to be here yet, but we're gonna pick up a file.
Now, I hate bringing up the movie again, but,
Well, Elliot, if you like the movies, or at least like some of them, feel free to bring them up.
I don't.
Bring on now before I read the
I
file.
don't. But the thing is, though, in the first movie, they actually called the Lickers Hunters.
Oh, God almighty. Hey, Coca-Cola.
No, you're crazy. That's Mountain Dew.
Is that an NBA poster I see over there?
Yeah.
Lakers.
Anyway, the operation report. Guess what? Zombie outbreak. Nobody knows what the hell to do.
Oh, this was after my birthday.
Somehow zombies were smart enough to destroy communications equipment, and they can't contact anybody from the outside. So now they're just going to try to keep it inside. Chief Irons voiced concern regarding issue of terrorism due to a series of unresolved incidents. Apparently, zombies are capable of jihad. And Chief Irons scattered all of the ammunition throughout the entire building, rather than concentrate it all in one particular place and face off against the zombies. So now they're all shit out of luck and jolly well fucked.
Now,
You just read that.
Now, why would they scatter ammunition all over the building?
We find out later on. It's a fucking stupid reason, but we find out later on. And they have a power outage, more people die. And this is talking about the liquor we just saw earlier on, which really shows that early Capcom is bad at pacing.
Oh, that is the Lakers.
In 10 minutes, we'll be bringing the liquor. I'm the liquor.